What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Gabriel Show. Now, listen, I'm just taking you guys along the journey with me today. I'm in the crib right now, and I am getting ready to go out. I'm actually about to go out with my son. Sorry, my house is a mess right now, but I wanted to speak to you guys really quickly. A lot of my subscribers are saying they miss my budgeting videos. They miss me making videos just talking about money and nursing topics. And I just want to let you guys know, yes, I'm definitely going to do that. But better believe I'm going to sprinkle some Jesus in it, right? Because we got to put God first in everything that we do. So that's something I just want to let you guys know for sure, all right? But today's, oh my gosh, almost woke up my son. In today's topic, right, I want to talk to you guys about like a conversation I had with my boy, right? And so, I'm sorry, I'm making coffee. My boy, he's a new grad, and he was just telling me how, hey man, I'm not gonna hold you. I've been blowing the bag. And I haven't been completely honest with you because I know you'd be on my case, right? He said, I've been traveling a little bit too much. I've just been spending so much money, and I've been working for like almost a year now, and I just don't know where my money went, right? And I sat there and we spoke about it, and I told him, hey man, what's your gross income so far? And when he told me his gross, I was like, wow, you could have paid off all your debt twice and had some left over. But you know what? It's not his fault, guys. You know what that's called? That's called lifestyle creep, lifestyle inflation, whatever you want to call it, keeping up with the Joneses. I'm telling you, man, it's so easy. It's so easy. Look, see this? See that horse? That's that Polo. I ain't buy it though. My mama bought it. But my thing is, like, when it comes to buying clothes, luxury cars, luxury trips, there's going to be so much temptation when you graduate, because these are things that were unattainable when you were in school, right? Not that they were unattainable. You knew that it was way too expensive, and you buying it, it's like, yeah, you'd buy it to show off, but you wouldn't have much money left. Now that you're making so much money, you're like, oh, I could buy this, and I could buy the trips, and I can buy the cars. But guys, I'm telling you something, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're a new grad, let's say you're getting your paychecks, you're not even going to see how it happens, because it's going to be 1 week at a time. You're going to be like, it's just a date. You know, I just want to go on a little date, you know. Next thing you know, it's going to be 2 dates. Next thing you know, it's going to be 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And then you're like, damn, what did I do with my money? Guys, stay 10 toes down and just be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to sacrifice a solid 2 months, man. The same way you sacrificed that time while you were in school, and you're able to just do what you have to do to pass and graduate, I want you to pretend like you're that same broke college student, right? Stay in that same mindset. Have that same scarcity mindset. Put yourself in a position where you're like, you know what? I'm going to stay down until I pay off all my debt. Whether that's your credit card debt, whether that's your student loans, whether that's your car loans, whatever it is, whether that's if you owe somebody, because I was in a position where I had to borrow money from people while I was in nursing school, because your boy was struggling, right? So I don't know. Make sure you put yourself in a better financial position before you start blowing the bag, because let me tell you something. I spoke with a couple of my coworkers in the beginning of this year, gave them some advice, financial advice. I said, listen, one of the girls, both of them actually, they had not much debt, a little bit of debt left, but they had a lot of money in their emergency savings. And I was like, hey, what's the point in having that much money in your savings? Let's say she had $10,000 in her savings, but she owed $5,000 on her credit card. I told her, hey, you don't really have $10,000 in your savings. You actually only have $5,000, because that $5,000 belongs to somebody. You're just refusing to give it back. And so once she's seen that, she, you know, cut her savings in half, paid off her debt. And she's like, oh, it feels weird though. But I said, hey, doesn't it feel good that you don't owe anybody money? She's like, yeah. The next thing I told her to do is, hey, listen, it's January now. I want you to just go to your 401k right now, because You have no responsibilities, no kids, no nothing, right? Just max it out. Let's figure out what percentage you have to put in. And we actually did the math because we get paid bi-weekly in January. And I was like, all right, it's 23,000 to max it out. Divide that by 26 weeks. That's going to give you about 885. I want you to put in $885 every 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. She did her math. She's a percentage, but she was like, all right, this should work. I said, everything else you make, feel free to spend it. Because as long as you have an emergency fund and you're investing for retirement, you have no kids right now, so you could really enjoy your life. You don't have to worry about 529. You can do what you got to do with your life. And they both took my advice, right? And the other day, they said, hey, Gabe, I want to say thank you because I got a notification. I maxed out my 401k. And I was like, wow, you're like 25 years old maxing out your 401k. Let's say you keep this up for the next 20 to 30 years. Don't you know that you're an inevitable millionaire? And they were able to enjoy their lives. They were able to travel. They were able to do whatever they wanted to do. They used their PTO. They're living their best life. But at the same time, they were saving and investing. So they took that advice and it made me really happy. So I was telling my boy that same story. He was like, damn, I could have been in the same position. You know what I mean? And so, guys, this sacrifice you're making is for you. It's for your future self. When you're 50, when you're 40, when you're 60, your older version is going to thank you for making these sacrifices, okay? Let me tell you something. I'm 29 years old now, and I'm getting ready to go into my 30s, right? But in this position, in this stage that I'm in right now in my life, you know, I have a wife, I have a newborn. It's a much better feeling, right? Getting into this next stage of my life and having no debt, right? Because I'm just able to be home more with my son. I'm able to just enjoy my days off, right? With the extra margin I have in my budget, I'm able to help my mother. I'm able to help my family. I'm able to give back to people in Haiti. I'm able to give. And I'm telling you, there's not a lot of people, especially in millennials, not just saying this as a flex, who's able to do that. But if you want to put yourself in this position, you have to be selfish, right? You have to be selfish in order for you to be selfless. And if you're just going to be, it's not selfish. You buying this polo too soon, you're not helping yourself out. You're helping the Ralph Lauren family. That's not even you being selfish. You buying the luxury brands and you buying all these things and you didn't help yourself first. You're not helping nobody else but the company that you're buying. Whether it's Louis Vuitton, whether it's a BMW, no matter what you buy, you're helping that person's last name. You're not helping your last name. So you need to make sure that in this season, you're selfish. Be selfish for a little bit, right? How can you be selfish? Hold off on lending anybody money, whatever the case may be. Say, you know what? I got to make sure I have some money in my account first. Let me stack up $1,000 in an emergency fund. Let me stack up $2,000 in an emergency fund. Next thing you do is say, all right, do I have any debt, any high interest debt? Let me try to pay off my credit card because I'm getting a bag now, right? I got a big old paycheck. Let me throw that on the credit card debt so I can save on interest. That's being selfish, right? You're delaying your gratification. You're going to sacrifice going on these dates. Sacrifice the Ruth Chris. Don't worry, the building's still going to be there. Once you're done doing that, let's look at the student loans. Do you have any student loans? Let's start attacking that. Because Biden's not going to pay for you. Shoot. He has a few more months and he's out of the office, man. He's going to be working on his golf. So you better start taking charge of your life. Let's start attacking that student loan. How much you got left? Let's start dividing. Okay, is it 20,000? Let's divide. How many paychecks is it going to take for you to pay it off? Right? If we start putting $2,000 every 2 weeks, what is it? What's the math? Let's start budgeting, right? Let's be selfish. Is it a car note? You think you're cute? You think you're smart because you're buying a brand new car just because you graduated? No. That thing's a depreciating asset. It's a liability. Because when you go to work, right, as a registered nurse, no matter what car, whether it was my convertible, whether it was my SUV, whatever luxury car I have, I wasn't able to bring it inside the job with me. You feel me? Like, what am I going to do? Put the keys next to my name tag and tell people, hey, guys, I drive a BMW. It doesn't matter. You just need something to get you to point A to point B, right? And then what you do with that money that you were gonna spend on the payments, you invest that instead. You put that towards your savings. Because you guys don't understand, man. If I was to be investing when I just graduated, I would have been up, 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 up. But I was so focused on flexing and I made a lot of wrong decisions. But I'm making this video because I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. Be selfish before you can be selfless. I'm in a position now, I could buy any type of designer clothes I want. I could travel anywhere. I could get any car I want. But you know what? I've been so financially frugal that I don't even care about that anymore. What I like is knowing that I have the option, right? Knowing that I have the option, because once you learn about money, once you learn how to make money work for you, when you go to work, you're going to be more concerned about just collecting assets and minimizing the liabilities in your life, because you're going to see how these assets is going to free you in the future, because the assets are going to allow you to live a life that you weren't able to live. I'm telling you guys, you got to get to 6 so that you can get to 7. You hear me? Get to 6 figures so that you can get to 7. And I'm not even trying to talk about this money talk too much. We can continue it, but I'm telling you, man, once you just change your mindset about all this materialistic possession and consumerism, and you start learning money, learning how money works for you, I'm telling you, you're not going to even want to buy certain designer brands anymore. You're going to want to look poor. You're going to look, I have luxury cars. I drive a Toyota now. I'm not even trying to look too, I don't want no eyes on me. I'm driving a Toyota. But meanwhile, you never know what my net worth is, right? I'd rather that. I'm not trying to be flashy. I don't need the bling bling, that. I'm not gonna hold you. I'll probably get a Rolex, because that's an asset right there. But to be in a position where you could do that, you know what I mean? To think of things as assets and liabilities, that's the money talk that we're gonna learn, that we're gonna talk about. But you can't be a slave to consumerism and materialistic possessions. You're going to have to be selfish before you can be selfless. And you're going to have to make that sacrifice if you really want to change your life and level up, all right? But anyways, that's my little piece that I want to give you guys. For all my subscribers that wanted me to talk about money and nursing, boom. There you go, all right? Now I need me some daddy fuel. Oh, this is perfect. All right, I got to head out. Peace. I mean, something's really different, something's really specific. I mean, I really made $1 million in a minute. I haven't made $1 million in a minute. Maybe if I really make a minute. How much do you make in a minute? Boy, I make a lot. Listen, man, the dividend, the make I block. Oh my God, why are they trying to block my stock? Trying to cop a GameStop stock. But damn it, boy, did you make $1 million in a minute? I don't know. Haven't been here in a minute. Haven't been in the zone, man. Yeah, I'm finished. And they let me off, man. Yeah, I'm finished.